the National Council of Science Museums, set in a quiet corner of Calcutta, deeply involved in translating science into a fun activity, a rather delicate effort accompanied with grit and grime. The workshop hums with activity. Busy hands toil hard towards making exhibits and working models for the museum galleries. Galleries where science would be sheer fun. Even a fundamental researcher like Professor Yashpal couldn't resist the temptation. Was it so much of fun? Who knows? Perhaps one has to see to believe one's eyes. Each of the exhibits has some fun element or the other. So, in a sense, every exhibit is a plaything. Science is neither drab nor difficult. It is, on the contrary, a constant source of enjoyment.
Well, as you know that we are calling these exhibits as fun science exhibits, which means, as the name implies, that there's a very strong fun component in the exhibit. And also, the design has been made in such a way that the user or the customer, he or she can have a lot of participation or interaction with the exhibit. And through this interaction, he learns about the science or the scientific principles that are being explained through these exhibits. I'll give you some examples. We have an exhibit in which we are trying to explain the characteristics of an ellipse, a mathematical curve. But how we are doing it? We have made a carom board, which is a very popular game in India, and the carom board is in the shape of an ellipse. You place the striker, strike it, and see where it is going. All the time it will converge into the other focus. Or say, for example, we are trying to teach people about the Bernoulli's principle. We are actually lifting a ball, putting a ball in the airstream and seeing how is it behaving, watching it from many angles, how it is behaving in the airstream. And to change the angle of the airstream, we are manipulating the gadget, manipulating the exhibit. So these are the ways which we have thought or which have been incorporated in the design of the exhibits.
5th December 1988.
The Fun Science Gallery at Delhi's National Science Centre was inaugurated.
And a large number of science museum experts across the world got an opportunity to see and play with this unique package of 101 hands-on exhibits, ranging from as varied themes as sound to mathematics. The exhibits instantly aroused the visitors' curiosity, and many of them made interesting queries. What is the basic idea behind this package of exhibits?
The National Council of Science Museums at this moment is busy in setting up a large number of science centers in the country. We need quite a large number of exhibits for these science centers. In addition, there are many science centers coming up in the country as well as in other countries outside India, from where we are receiving continuously requests for supplying ready-made exhibits for furnishing these science centers. So a basic idea was to develop some kind of exhibit bank where we can have in storage a lot of exhibits which can be supplied to budding science centers at short notice. But while developing this kind of exhibit bank, it was necessary for us to develop the exhibits on the basis of some kind of consistent theme. And that was the essential point behind our conceptual design.
What exactly does this grand shuttle mean? Or why is this cone running uphill? You want to defy gravity? Drop 3 identical pieces into the bore of this aluminium tube. One of them, a magnet, takes a long time to fall, apparently defying gravity. Come, play with this flexible nozzle. Make the ball move around in the air and learn about Bernoulli's principle. From the theme of gravity, you can move on to fluidics. Try and mix these colored liquids. Alas, they simply refuse to mix. The 3 liquids are mutually insoluble and have different densities, so that the heaviest one always settles at the bottom and the lightest one at the surface. Pull the rope slowly. Observe the color patterns on the hexagonal soap films. Interested in colorful drops trickling down? Some drops will race up. And here, the messengers from the depth are coming. The bubbles behave differently in different liquids. Why? Pump in the bubbles, watch your curiosity rise. Now, enter the world of sound with this electronic organ. How good a musician are you? Hit the pipes with a hammer and let the air columns inside the pipes give you the answer. Liking the Seebeck's siren? Follow the bounds and predict the shape of the surface. Check if you are right. Want to play with planetary motion? Surely you like seeing yourself in a mirror. And do you mind multiple views? Mirrors can work wonders. They can elongate you. They can squeeze you too. Mirrors can be hilarious. They can also produce rhythmic patterns. Have a look through this giant kaleidoscope. Light catches your eyes. But exactly how much? Do your eyes function like a camera iris? Or how is a color print made? This seems to be a nice composite pattern, isn't it? Well, is it really? Professor Philip Morrison of MIT spent nearly an hour moving around the fun science exhibits. Among the exhibits that caught his fancy is this probability curve, an exhibit based on mathematics. Another mathematics-based exhibit is this colorful Pythagoras theorem. From mathematics to pendulum, the spectrum is pretty broad. Just pick and choose which one to play with, which one interests you most. Along the way, you have to keep transferring your own momentum from one exhibit to another and to yet another. And then see for yourself whether you are ready for a takeoff with science.